Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I'd like to welcome all of you who have joined. I really appreciate, of course, the support that you're giving on the last video. Hopefully, we can go ahead and keep that up. We want to try to make sure that we're hitting that like button. We want to change the trading space. So if you don't like what's happening online as far as the information that's being out there, do your best, okay? Because if you're not, of course, sharing the information here, you're a part of that problem. All right, so we want to make sure we get people some content that they can actually use, and of course, help them shape their trading in the way that they would like for it to go. All right, so that being said, again, welcome, and I appreciate you stopping by. If you're new to the channel, we're going to be covering a little bit of everything. I know I had got a question from Jimmy, and we had talked, but I'm gonna do this for you too, my friend. I want to make sure that I cover that multi-time frame aspect of it, looking at the higher time frame, as well as the chart that you're trying to enter on. So this is the must-watch list, okay, and it got kind of an array of everything in there. But the price action reading, you can start there if you're new. You can do that as well. I got some videos in here for beginners. If you're new, you can go ahead and click on any one of these, and it'll help you along the way. All right, now the universal threshold, that's what we're pretty much covering right now. So we're trying to get you a little bit closer to price so you're not having to wait for the universal price action method, which is the 2 bars. And of course, we're going to look at that as well. And there's your trend. Everything that I teach is universal. So that means it applies to any market, any time frame. It does not matter. Okay. So universal trend, that's there. And I'm also going to show you that chart scale because that's universal as well. You do not have to look left in order to know when the market is going to turn. It's going to turn right inside your bezel. So you're going to see it actually happen. So you can kind of cut out all the homework looking back, trying to find pivots and all of that if you don't want to do that. All right, so let's dive into it because I want to try to catch this 9:30 with you. Right now it's like 9:23. So I want to catch that with you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. We got like 6 minutes here. All right, so here's some ranges. Again, if you're new, those that's already here know about this, but if you're new, this is some information that you can take with you moving forward. And of course, these time windows will be there tomorrow and every day after that, so it's ahead of the candlesticks. And that's a time window that I know that's pretty effective. And I'll scroll through the chart just a little bit so you can take it in and just kind of see how the market responds to this time window. I don't have a lot of days up here. Let me put just a few more days up here for you guys so you can take a look at it. And then we're going to take a look at the static levels as well. I want you to be able to see that too. All right, so let me scroll through this just a bit. Again, you can take a look at it and you can see that the market kind of accumulates right in that area and then tends to run away. And should you have a day where it's fussy, it will come back. I can guarantee you that. The goal is to try to get beneath the midline. So that's that hash mark in the middle. If you want to go down, or if you want to, of course, go to the upside, see if they can stay above it, and so that'll help with your bias too, if you want to go about it that way. And again, these are time windows that I've, of course, learned of by watching the chart. I mean, spending years of my life, of course, taking in all this information. I'm willing to share it with you. All right, so that's that there. Let me just X out of that. All right, so now these are the static levels. Here's the information down here. You can go ahead and take a look at that, and you want to aim for that target. And clearly we got one above, which I believe they're going to hit that. Is whether or not they'll close above this one today. All right, so we want to see if they can get above here and close. We want to see if they can get that done. It looks like it's far away, but it just depends on how they're going to play it. All right, but we want to see if they can close above there today. I doubt that they will. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. It's 9:25 in the morning here, and I want to tell you right now, I doubt if the market will close above here. I doubt it. Now, but we're going to see if they can get there. And of course, here's the rest of the information. Wherever the gray lines are, they can become just a bit back and forth and play around before they take off and try to go get the target. And I'll scroll through this just a bit more. Okay, I don't have a lot of days. Let me put a little bit of days up here for you. Just try to pull these charts out real quick so you can take a look. And again, this is all for the new people. So if you're new here, I want to give you some information that you can take with you to your charts. And again, these are static price levels. So they're going to show up on any platform, any a platform of your choice that you're using. You can use this information. Now, if you're on NinjaTrader, you can use the constant lines indicator and go ahead and plug in those numbers, and it'll plot the numbers on your platform. And do your best, again, to share the information. We're trying to change the trading space. Help me do it. I don't want nothing from you but to help someone else. If you don't mind, help me accomplish that goal. Get the information from your screen to someone else's. All right, so try to make sure that you do that. Just scroll just a little bit more if it'll let me. I know I keep clicking on that line. Okay, well, that'll do it. All right, so you kind of see how that works. Now, here's the chart scale. Let's go back just a little bit, maybe to the London 3, somewhere in there. All right, so let's go back here, and I'll just kind of scroll through it just a little bit so you can see how it responds. All right, so that's the 3 o'clock right about here. And I'll just scroll forward and kind of let you see how the market responds to the bezel. Again, it's just the frame of the chart. That's all it is. It reaches up, hit the center of the scale, turn back down, and you can just take this information in. It's really simple. Use what's here. Okay, really important that you do that. If they're above the upper half of your chart, they're really bullish, and yes, they can turn around and come back down. And guess what? They'll be right back here. All right. And if they can stay under here, they'll stay bearish. But if not, they'll come here and kind of turn right back around. Let's see if that happened. Yeah, they turn back around. So it's really simple. Do not make this stuff complicated. Been trading this way for so many years. I am the pioneer professional of this method. You've never seen no one use the chart scale to gain entries. All right. And that's all about just using the bezel. All right. So let's dive into some of this. 9:30. It's got 9:28. I want to make sure that I touch on Jimmy's question about all of that information. So I'm going to pull in screen. And again, remember I told you what I think about where price will close. All right, so that's right at that somewhere at 355, somewhere in there. So we're gonna see if they can get that done today. So that'll be right above here. So right in this area here. Let's see if they can close up here today. Let's see if they can do that. All right, so I got the daily, I got the hourly because he wanted to talk about the fractal analysis side. Now, this is the stuff that's on my chart. You can take a look. Just some text. That's all. A little bit of text. The NC, you're already familiar with that, which is the no close. Got an NT in here. That's another indicator. And then, of course, the A, which can come in based on them wanting to turn aggressiveness. All right. And they tried to get aggressive in this low. They kind of popped up right back up here. And then they went here. And then they came in aggressive here. And that ignited the move. Got aggressive right here into this high. That's where the A is at. And they're kind of leaning over. But now they're coming back with aggression right here. And so it can possibly go up. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah, that's pretty much all that I have on this chart. All right, so that's what you got there. If you're just looking at the indicators, you want to know what's going on. It's pretty simple. All right, so now, again, let's see if they can close above that 355. So somewhere up here, we want to see if they can close above 355 today. Let's see if they can do it. Let's do the fractal side of it. Now, your pivot range high, your pivot range low is down in the market analyzer. We got 30 seconds here. If they wanted to come back down, let's say if they wanted to come back down, we can use the hourly. Let's do the hourly. Of course, the daily's pivot range high and low from yesterday is right here. The current pivot range high and low is right here. Now I'm going to do this. Let me move this line. Just try to grab yesterday's information. Well, actually, I'm gonna grab today's pivot range high low. I'm gonna grab the low. Let me grab that low real quick. I just want to throw this here in case they decide they want to come backwards a bit. That's 7,450. So we're going to go 7,450, and I'm kind of just going to put that there. All right, so if they're going to come back, this is where they're coming. All right, it's really just that simple. If you want to know your bias, that information I grabbed from right here on the market analyzer. I grabbed it from right there. I got that information right in front of me. Now, if we're doing that fractal thing, Jimmy, I know you asked me about that question. And let's look at it like this. All right. So we don't want them back beneath this threshold. All right. So we don't want them back beneath this threshold right here. I'll blow the candle up just a bit. We don't want them beneath there. Now, let me talk to those that had bought the and I am going to elaborate a bit more on that concept, Jimmy. So just give me 1 second. I need to talk to the people about the indicators as well. We're gonna do all of this, everything, and I'm gonna try to stay with you for about 45 minutes, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I'll try to do that. All right, so I had made an additional pressure. I was working on it, and it's in this chart right here. Okay, so it's in this chart right here. This is a 1 minute. Okay, this one right here under the clock here. That is the one that I was working on. Now this is one and the same. It's not different. Okay, it's just one. I know in here I got five different ones plotting. And of course, all 5 of these are calculating something different. And all 3 of these arrows are calculating something different. Well, again, there's 2 in here and they're calculating something different. It's just 2. The one in the middle is the no touch, no close, which is when the blue line gets above the bars high. That big one in the middle is that information right there. It's telling you that it's happening. And again, you can position them wherever you want on the chart. But this is the one that I have been working on, the one here. And I got it plotted on this 1 second chart as well. So if you want to go back and rewind the video, you're more than welcome to. I have it plotted on this 1 second chart. Really important. Just really important. All right. So you can take a look at it for the next 45 minutes and, see what you think about it. But again, all of those that bought the suite, okay, all of those that bought the suite, I want to tell you, you need to go back and check your email, because I sent over the templates as well as of course, the new file link. So you can go ahead and click on the file, updated the file. So go ahead and click on that link. Just go ahead and click on it, get that new file. And of course, like I said, I have all the templates available for you. Check your email. Check your email. I know it's like going to the mailbox every day. Don't nobody want to do it. But go ahead and do that if you haven't done so already. All right. Now, also, if you're not using the threshold on the bar, go ahead and use the bar percent indicator and apply the pivot range high and pivot range low for your bar percent, and it'll put these lines on the bar. So we didn't want them to close beneath here, and of course they dove into it and kind of took off. You saw the buy pressure coming in here when they were down here, and of course now they're popping up. Really important update there. All right, so I want to make sure that you get that. If there's anything you're seeing on the chart here in the screen and you do not know what it is, just you can email me, but I'm gonna try to go over it right now. I'm not going to tell you the names of the indicators. I'm not going to do that. That's for those that actually purchase the indicators. But I'll of course let you know this is the 1 second chart, and everything that's on this 1 second chart is in that file. So all you have to do is download that file. There's at least 3 indicators on this chart. 3 indicators, and well, 4 because I put the pressure here. So there's 4 in total that's on this chart. Again, this is a 1 minute, this is a 1 minute, and this is a 15 second. So there's about 4 indicators on this chart. There was a discount I was running 3 months, for 3 months before I had gave you guys my farewell. There was a discount I was running for you guys for $100 for the indicators. All right. And absolutely, y'all, of course, those that had picked it up, y'all absolutely benefited from that information. And of course, like I said, you're getting the update now. For those that want the indicator, the sale is over. I actually, of course, ran the sale to the 1st of May. I did. And I told everyone then that I wasn't going to be offering the sale beyond May 1st. And of course, that has expired. I'm still not going to raise the price. I'm going to keep it within reason. So now it's just $200 if you want it. All right. So if you want it's $200, there's well over 20 indicators in there. So you're roughly paying $10 per indicator. Again, there's four indicators on this chart. You do the math. There's 4 indicators on this chart alone. That's roughly $40, so I'm sure you've seen a move for at least $40 in this video. If not, just stick around for the next 45 minutes. You will. So just this chart alone is worth more than $200. All right, just this chart by itself. And again, if you're into any kind of order flow, book map, or anything like that, you can go and subscribe to that information if you want to with that revolving cost. Totally up to you. I'm trying to provide the community something that's very simple, one-time, payment. If you would like to have something extra, one-time payment and be done with it. All right, and I want to give this away. This is me giving away stuff. Okay, I want to make sure that I express that to you. I'm trying to give it away. I'm not here to benefit from you guys. I want to tell you that's why I'm here to read the charts with you, to make sure that you can read the charts and have absolutely no interest in indicators. You don't have to have interest in them if you don't want them. But this is something that I've learned to do. I learned to code what it is that I know. And so I want to offer it to you at a discounted rate. The sale, of course, will be at least this month. I don't know if I'll extend it. I'm going to be quite honest with you. If I do decide to stop extending the sale, the highest I'm willing to sell the indicators is $350. All right. And I'm saying that right now to you, $350. I'm not going beyond that because there's a lot of people online selling one indicator for $350. And I think it's absolutely insane, especially when I know what they're selling is pretty much a common understanding if you spend a little bit of time looking at a chart. What I'm trying to, of course, put in front of you guys is something that's a little bit more robust. And at the same time, it's flexible. So there's a few indicators in there, just depending on how you want to interact with the market. There's a few indicators in there that may, of course, accommodate whatever approach you want to take. And I just want to say that to you. So again, $200, totally up to you if you want to pick it up. Again, I'm not here for that. As you can clearly see, I can read the chart. So I do fine with my trading. I'm not here to sell indicators. All right. But I do want to make sure that the community have that option, have something that's available to the community. Again, it's never been offered to anyone online. I took my company offline and I hadn't released the indicators when I did that. So you won't find it on a forum. You won't find it nowhere but here. Okay. And I just want to make sure that I tell you that. All right. So those that want it, it's totally up to you. Information be below the video if you want it. You don't need it. I'm telling you right now, you don't need it. But if you want it, it's totally up to you. All right. Now, again, you can watch this information here. You got aggressive buying, aggressive selling. You got that stuff going on in this chart as well. There is a text that I run on this chart sometimes. I got a text for this 1 second, but I don't have it on here right now. But yeah, you can just watch the bars. Really, you don't even need that text on the chart, but you can watch the bars. It's kind of like what I showed you on this daily, to some degree. It's kind of like what I showed you on this daily with that aggression. Sometimes they come in to get it going, and then of course when they're trying to, of course, exit the position and turn it around. So I actually have that for this 1 second too. It's just a little different, just a little bit different because it's a 1 second. That's all. It's a 1 second. So it's just a little bit different how these guys move a little bit. So they're coming back this way. Let's see if they'll close under here and maybe come back down here to test. When it comes to that daily bias, we're going to deal with that fractal side, and then I'm going to start reading those bars to you. When it comes to your daily bias, matter of fact, let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Blow this candle up really, really big. There we go. All right. So if we can stay above the pivot range high here, this one right here. All right, today's pivot range high, that 204. So if we can stay above the 204, which is roughly right about here, if we can stay above here, we're just bullish. All right, and it's really just that simple. All right, so if we can stay above that 204, let's kind of put this. Matter of fact, let me do it. Let me do it this way. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna put this here. So let's go 204. Let's go 15 down to 04. Let's go, because that's a static. So let's go 15 down to 04. And now it's fluid, so it will move. So it will move. So I have, it may move, but I'm gonna put it here and then we'll see what happens from there. So those that's looking for your daily bias, here we go. We're gonna try it this way. 15 down to 04. We stand to 04. We're definitely going to come down. We're going to come down just a bit. All right. And again, it's fluid, so it moves. Now let's get, because this is moving a bit. So yeah, let's just do that. But yeah, they'll end up here because at the time it was right there. So let's just do it that way. They come under 04. They come under 04. No, that's that. No, that's that high. That's that high. Let's go back to 204, 204. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's moving. All right, so yeah, they come under 04 right here. I'm looking at both of these prices. They come under 04. They should, of course, move down. Where are they going to go? 182. That's pretty much all you can anticipate, down to 182. So 182 is just a little bit further back here. So we're looking at this right here. So right in this area here, kind of get an idea of what's possible here. So let's see. 82. I'm gonna just kind of drop this here. Again, it's fluid, so it will move, but it'll keep you dynamically, of course, in front of it to just get an idea of what's happening. And we'll come down to 75. Let's go down to 75 here. We're gonna go 85 to 75 because that's a static. So we'll go 85, 85, 75. We're gonna go like that. All right, so yeah. Come under there. We'll see what they do right in this area right here. Now let's talk about the threshold. Let's talk about the threshold. Again, it's fluid on this bar as well. All right, so if they're going to try to sell this market, let's go with this threshold right here. All right, so we're going to go with that. See if the next hourly bar, which will be at 10 o'clock in 20 minutes, see if they're able to stay beneath here. Now, Jimmy, what I told you is that when they're inside of this range, we're going to have to see if the 1 minute, so we got to see if the 1 minute can commit to getting back out for the resumption. We want to see if it will resume what's happening with the close of this bar here. All right, so we had a bullish close here. Can we stay bullish here, being that we're playing inside this range, and complete this candle bullish? Can we complete the candle bullish? We're gonna have to see, because we got 20 minutes. These guys is known for, of course, doing the impossible. So if they fall out of this range, they may want to end the bar bearish. All right. But in 20 minutes, if they can stay, it's just like the daily. If they can stay above here, what is this price? Let's get that pivot range high, 218.38. If they can stay above that 213.38, 218, I'm sorry, 218.38. If they can stay above that, the candle will end bullish in the next 19 minutes. So this may be your long from here. So when they're diving into here on your 1 minute chart, or whatever time frame you prefer, 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. Whatever time frame you're choosing, because remember, I did tell you, I said, look, I don't really go into that whole top. I actually did a video about it, that top-down analysis aspect. A whole lot of people like to go at it from that perspective, thinking that the higher time frame trumps a smaller time frame. I want to tell you this, people, and it's really simple. I can't stress this to you enough. Every monthly, every daily, weekly, for that matter, has a high or a low of a bar. That bar started with a tick chart. So one tick caused that bar to become what it is. Okay, and inevitably it becomes your trend. So am I saying the lower time frame is significant? No. And I'm not, am I saying that the higher time frame? No. I'm not saying either has importance. It's at the moment that the participants that's controlling the experience for that day or that moment per se. Let me make sure I say moment. For that moment, it just is depending on them whether or not they decide that they've had enough of going in that direction, and now majority is going to send it in the opposite direction. And for however long that is, again, it's all about the moment. You have, and that's the whole importance of reading real time. I want you to be right in the moment of when it happens. And so when it gets inside of this threshold that I know is pretty common, and I'll show you a chart with a bunch of red and green bars, when it gets inside of that threshold, that's a place where you can begin to factor in, what are we getting ready to do now that we're here. And so it kind of just removes those preconceived notions or ideas that this time frame over here makes more sense, and now I'm gonna just hide my stop way back here and just see what happens. Don't want you to do that, because they, again, can change each moment effectively. They can absolutely keep changing the moments until it satisfies what it is that they're trying to accomplish, and that could include your stop. And so I don't want to see anyone deal with that. So let's make sure we're reading real time. The hourly can keep going up. Is in an uptrend. The daily was in a downtrend, but now it has made an uptrend. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 bars. If you project that forward, I'm pretty certain that's going to have them back up here. Okay, that's definitely going to have them through that high. I can guarantee you that. Let's just do that really quickly. All right, so let's get this all in real time. We're going to get to reading those bars in just a moment. But I want to make sure that I address Jimmy's question. It's really important that, of course, he has the understanding that he needs in order to get where he wants to go. That's what I'm here to do, is to help you guys. So, okay, here we go. That'll put them up here at that 92, which I told you guys back in August, they can get up to 18.5, 19.5. I said that. So it's not surprising that they're turning it around. I told you, if they came back through here and broke this, yeah, they'll wind up down here, but they're turning it around. So let's see, can we get to the 19.5? Let's see, can we get up here to that target? And it's just that simple. All right, so that's the trend on there. Now let's blow this bar up again. Again, I told you, if you're above this pivot range high here, you can stay bullish. You can, and let's just make sure that they stay that way. Don't want them coming under that 204. And let's see, can we just rip and take right back off? As long as they can stay outside of this range. I know this one, they are above it. All right, we don't want this hourly below it. All right, we don't want them below it. Because what we want to do, and we want to see this happen, Jimmy, this is what we want to see. We want to see them stay outside of this range for 15 more minutes, let the next candle form, come into it, maybe test it, even go under it. That's fine. Just don't kick the stop, and then come back above it and then trade again. And that's all it is. Let's see, can we stay outside of here? And even if we dove under here, we still got the same thing going on. Matter of fact, let me just kind of sit this here. We got this same information going on. Now I'm gonna put that there. Everything I'm telling you about the hourly, you can go with the daily as well. All right, we're gonna sit this here just in case these guys do want to come into this range. Again, I told you at the beginning of the video, I do not think that they'll want to end above 355 for the close. But let's see. They're going to need something a little stronger than what they're doing right now to get it done. That's all. And yes, they can. This is where they're going. If they're going to keep going, I just hope it's today. Just go ahead and go. If not, you know how they do. They'll come back, put the heat on people, and then turn around and go. All right. So hopefully they'll close above that 355, because they're slow right now. They're slow. You can kind of see, of course, the activity. They're slow, but they should go ahead and get parabolic. They should. If they can go ahead and get it done, I'll say that. If they can go ahead and get it done right now. If not, they may not close above that 355 and come back down here. But I hope that's not the case. I'll say it that way. I hope that's not the case. All right, so now that's what we're trying to anticipate to happen in the next 14 minutes here. All right, now, Jimmy, what I'm going to do, let's see if we can watch that all play out. And I'm going to leave this over here. let's leave this over here. I don't want to cover up my text there because I want to talk to you. I don't want to cover up my 1 second. So yeah, let's just cover up some of these bars over here on this 1 minute. Let's do this. And now let's look at the bars and start reading it. All right, so let's do that. All right, let's do that. Let's start reading it. There's really just 2 rules that I have for you guys thus far. That's all I have for you. Let's see if we had a trend down before we even go there. I don't believe it was 7 bars down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. That's not 7. So yes, they can turn back around and go back up. Sorry, I didn't touch on that while they were down there. But clearly, if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that that's what I do. I just use what's right in front of us. What is the trend? It's not a break of some prior structure. That's not it. All right. So let's just go with the information that they're providing, and that's the movement. So if they move a certain distance, there's a chance that they can do it again. It's all about reiteration. That's how you learn to read. That's how you learn anything for that matter. Constantly implementing the same information over and over and over again is important. So reiteration, we need repetition. We need it to do the same thing. That's why there's no use for a lot of different strategies. You need what's universal. So that way you're seeing it happen over and over and over again. And that means that it should keep happening if it's happening over and over and over again. So all of that past performance is not indicative and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. But here we go. Let's just take a look at this and see what happens now. Let's see if we can break it at high. Be careful on highs and lows when they break them. And they'll turn around. I'm just telling you right now. You're trying to get 2 outside the high, 2 outside the lows, and even per candle, for that matter. So let's see if they can get the 1, 2. The sooner they do it, the better. Just want to tell you that. Okay, so they gave you 1. They broke the high, but they didn't close, but they did break it. You want to try to get 2 back to back right outside that high, and that's not happening. Now let's see if they want to try to come under that pivot range high for today down here at the market analyzer. This comes with the indicator suite. All right. So if you want the indicator suite, you're more than welcome to it. All right. So it comes with the indicator suite. So you'll have this information too, because this is important to know where the daily bar will potentially close and give you your bias is a little bit more dynamic than the middle of the bar. That's not it. That's not it. It's a little bit more dynamic to that. Let me show you that chart with the colored bars so you can kind of get where I'm going with this. All right, so here's that threshold. They pulled into it, and they're coming back down. All right, so now they're coming right into that pivot range high. So this is that 204. If they try to get under it, they can run down to that 18,182. All right, and that's down there in that green box, which is another static. Remember, I showed you the chart with the static levels and the clusters. They can come down to the 85, maybe pick it back up and run. If they hit 75, guess what, people? They're going to probably get down here to that 55 because that's another static level. So let me put that down there for you as well. Really simple stuff they do all the time, every day. All right, so that'll be another place that they're coming. They're coming under that 04. Let's give you the zone, and then I'm going to go grab that chart and show you what it is that makes these thresholds really important. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna put that in there. You can watch the 1 second. You can watch the 15 second, the 1 minute. Just try to. This is timing stuff. That's all this stuff is. It's timing. It's to help you time when it gets where it's going. One thing I want to say to you about my indicators, and this is what I try to do when I code indicators. I want it to be reflective based on what I know that's important. So I want the right response at the right location. And so that's what makes the indicators very different. And again, I'm not using any kind of RSI, MACD, oscillators, support and resistance tools. Using what's there. It's very simple and it's not complicated. When it hits the threshold, that's primarily when you want to look at your 1 second chart for all of those who have the indicator suite and those that are interested in it. When it even when the bar is fluid, when it pulls into that threshold, I like to look into my 1 second and see what is the response. Who's dominating? What's taking place? All right, here we come. That's really, really important. Let me get that chart for you. Just watch the information there, and I'm going to get this chart for you. Just give me 1 second. Watch the information, because that's all it is information. That's why you need reiteration, because it's information. I get the reference points, open, high, lows, close. I totally understand that, but that's not just what's happening. This is a decision place. I want to tell you that this is a decision place. And for every price level, there's decisions that's being made. So you need to be aware of the mental side of it, the intellectual side of it, the logical side of it. That's why math works. And no, it's not Fibonacci. The threshold is math. It's not Fibonacci. I don't do that. All right. I'm not borrowing it from indicators to make sense of what the market will do. And the market is going to respond to these numbers. It's just that simple. I can assure you. How do they program the machines? With numbers. It's just numbers. It's math. And so you have to give an account for that. It's just math. So when they get to these levels, these price levels, the static levels, the range is time. That's math. Okay, now you can see on the hourly, okay, we're at 9:52. We got 8 more minutes left. They're beneath that threshold. Jimmy, they're beneath the threshold, my friend. We wanted to keep them above that upper threshold to kind of align itself with that daily chart. And so they may come down. I told you they're acting a little funny up there. They're acting a little funny. Want to see if they can get above that 355 this morning. But if not, they'll come down. Maybe do a little profit taking today, maybe. But I doubt that they'll do it. I don't think they'll, do the down. I don't think they'll stay down because I know where they're going. You know where they're going too, because I'm telling you this. They're going here. It's just whether or not they want to make that today. That's all. But if not, 355 should send them backwards. They should stall at 355 and not close up there. But let's see. Let's just see. Let me get that chart for you. Do watch the material. I'm trying to cover absolutely everything I possibly can in this video because I don't want to keep making a lot of videos for you guys. I know that if you watch one video, it should suffice for a while. It should. So let's go ahead and take a look. I do want to start a series, possibly. I was thinking about it for 9:30, just 9:30, about 15 minutes. I was thinking about it just coming up here and just letting you see the tools for about 15 minutes of activity. Let you see the tools work for those that purchase the suite. I want you to be able to have a reference point of how to look at it, how to approach it. I'm doing a little bit of it this morning, trying to explain to you how to look at some of this information that's here. But I was thinking about doing that. You can let me know in the comments if that'll interest you. You can let me know. Totally up to you. It was on my mind to do it. Okay, so here's the chart. I know it's kind of in the way. Hold on, let me get it out the way. Let me get it out the way. So here, let me just move this kind of out the way just a little bit because I want to show you this, and then I'll make them big again. All right, so you'll notice that there's bars with no opacity in it. They're at bases and turns. All right, you can kind of see some of them right there. They're at bases and turns. Okay, bases and turns. That's where the activity is changing. That's all. It's where it's changing. And so the threshold, if you will, that's what's happening if they close inside of it. Okay, if they don't close, and that's why I say it's a little bit more dynamic than just the midpoint. Now, it's a little bit more to it than that. I can assure you. If they do not exceed, on either side, if do not close on either side of that threshold, you're going to get this kind of activity. And if you notice, wherever you have this kind of bar where there's no opacity, you kind of get a bunch of wicks. And again, maybe even a turn where they'll turn the market on you, but you get several bars of it, 1 or 2 more bars of wicks, just back and forth, And so I'm just wanting to make sure that you understand when I put information in front of you, it's trust me, if you take your time and digest what it is that I'm telling you, it's really important, really important. I want to make sure that you have an edge so you can kind of know what's likely. That's all. Just this is likely, and then wait for it. All right, so that's that. Now let me make these back big. Let me make these back big so you can see. Jimmy, we got 5 more minutes, my friend. We need to get outside of this range. We really need to do that. Let's see if they can do it in 5 minutes. Let's see, can they get back up there? We're beneath this. Well, now we're coming back above that 04. Let's see if they can hold it. They're pulling back into this range. Every bar has this, and even the bar itself, you can trade it that way if you want. If they come under the range and they head back in it, I just showed you a chart where you saw a lot of red and green bars. Well, that's them filling that range to either side. So you can actually take your trade on one side of the range, like here. You can take your trade as long as they stay on this side. But if you see them heading back into the range, take the longs. Totally up to you which side I'm not telling you which side to take. That's timing. You got to time this stuff. So if you see them heading, like this bar pretty much should finish red, hopefully. Let's see. But these guys, they got a lot of time on the clock. They got 21 seconds still left. They can get back above here, but it should finish red if they can, move away from the range. If the further they move away from the range, chances is you're going to have a red bar. That's important. Or vice versa. If they got above the top of the range and start trading further away from it, chances is, yes, the bar will finish bullish, but you know how these guys are. And that's why I use my tools, because they These guys are slick. That's all. They're slick. They can do some amazing stuff within a matter of seconds. I've seen them change the direction of a bar within 2 or 3 seconds. Right within the last 2 or 3 seconds, it all of a sudden becomes a whole different bar. But it's likely, see, it finished as a bear bar. It did. So it's a bearish bar. They close inside the range. That's not really what you want. That's that bar with the without the opacity. But they're changing. They're turning. They're turning. Okay, just want to let you know that that was one right there without the opacity. Again, it's a little bit more dynamic than, of course, the mid of the bar. You know, everybody do this mid thing, 50% premium discount. I don't do none of that stuff, man. That stuff don't make sense to me. You want to go with these guys and make sure that you're keeping up with what's really happening. That's all. But if you don't have the tools, again, I don't code for any other platform. I only coded this stuff for Ninja Trader. That's all I coded it for. I had to learn how to do it, and that's the only reason why I'm asking you that you guys, if you wanted it, please put a token of appreciation there by purchasing it, because I can't give this stuff away for free. I'm already giving you valuable content, professional grade information for no cost, and I can barely get, I guess, 10% of you to hit the like button. So I wouldn't dare go and give away a whole indicator suite full of indicators to those that's unappreciative. So try to make sure that you just understand. Again, I'm not here to sell you anything. I don't care if you pick up the indicator or don't. I do fine my trading. I don't need no one buying the indicator. I want to say that right now for those that may think that. I'm not here to sell you anything. I can exploit. Notice how I get up here and I don't have to take trades because I'm done. I don't have to sit here all day long to get it to give me what I need. Okay. Yes, I take losses. You should. Everyone will. I can't control the experience. So yes, I will get tapped. What I'm telling you is it shouldn't take forever for you to make a trade work. Shouldn't take forever to get it to work, because the longer you stay, you'll find you may not be welcome. That's all. They'll change your of course your experience. And so it's all about what they want. And I want to make sure that you see that, know what rotation looks like. I want to make sure that you understand what rotation looks like. Okay, Jimmy, here we go. We're 1 minute away from 10 o'clock. Look at what this bar did, all from that range. And that's why I say you want to want to see what that response is, preferably from in here, really, because yeah, they can come down here and hit this one, but you wanted to see on this 1 minute, when the 1 minute was up here trading inside this range, you want to see if they can confirm the close of that hourly. Like, let's see, can we get back outside this range and resume? They did not want to do that. They kind of stayed in. I told you it was acting funny, so I didn't think that they'll want to make it up here to that 355. I said 355. Let's see if they'll close up here today. I doubt it. But if they do want to, because this is where they're headed, they're going to need to get to it. And I saw these guys doing this. I'm looking dead at it, and I'm like, hey, this is not it. But can they still get it done? Yes, they can. Let's see if they can get it done. Let's see. And again, take a look at the 1 second. You can take a look at this 15 second. All of this over here is timing. And again, I provided the templates for all of those that have bought the suite. You can check your email. Please do that. Go ahead and check your email. If you haven't been, of course, looking at your email, you'll want to go ahead and do that now. We have another bar with no opacity in it. This bar right here has no opacity, so this is going to be some kind of base. Possibly, let's see if they're turning around, but this is that bar without the opacity. It closed inside of that threshold. They're testing this one. See what the 1 second is doing as they're coming back across that. Yeah, see, there's that aggression right through that threshold, right? Coming right through that. There's that aggression inside it. All right, so that's the high of the bar, okay? They're putting that aggression right in the middle of that threshold. Let's see what they do with it. Let's see. They've been trapping that aggressive buying. They've been trapping it. Let's see what they do. Let's see. Right inside that threshold right here, you can see them really being aggressive right inside that threshold of this bar. Right inside that bar there, you can see them getting aggressive. This is all about timing. Again, pay attention to the pay attention to this too. That's important. When this flash, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go that way. I just want to have you know that. It just means they're becoming aggressive for that side. That's all. They're becoming aggressive for that side. You can see they absorbed it, picked up speed, and ran right through them. I want to make sure that you understand what you're looking at. All right. And again, I can't tell you what it is that makes for the flashing. I can't tell you what makes for the color. I can't do any of that. I can't tell you. They're aggressive on that bar. Can they hold it? I know them guys ran right through them on the top up there at the top of the bar. They ran right through them, but it kept being active the whole way down. Now you see the wick. They're hitting the zone. Let's see if it'll lift up. So for all of you bottom tick or top tick pickers, this information could help you. But I'm again, I'm gonna go ahead and say it to you. If you're into that revolving cost book map stuff, go right ahead. I have a hard time understanding dots, but I did purchase the MZ pack, and I think those guys did a fairly decent job with their tools. A lot of it I can't even use, so every now and then I look at their dots, and it's just a complimentary side of just looking at the volume. But I tried to code my tools where it's just buy or sell. Either they're actively, putting pressure on the sell side or actively putting pressure on the buy side of the market. And it's not a lot of variation in understanding it. It's just red and green. No, nothing's bigger than the other, none of that stuff. So try to make it simple. That's all. Little arrows to point. I'm a simple guy mentally. I'm simple. I just like simple stuff. Just simple colors, simple direction. Can you give me some of that? And so yeah, it's constantly hitting that green down here, even though they broke that low on this tick. They went past it. They're constantly hitting that green. That green just keep flashing. Again, it's doing something different than these red bars. You can see the red bars coming in, but we're still flashing green over here. So it's just giving you, again, a little bit more information to tell you what's really going on. All bars are not colored because all bars are not significant to me. All right, so I want to make sure that I tell you that that's what's happening inside of my 1 second. All these bars are not going to be colored. Absolutely not, because all movement is not the same. They hit the threshold on this hourly. We got that blue outline on this bar. So this may be an issue. All right, so let's see what happens. We don't want them to close under here. This is a no close level. Let's see if they won't close under here, come back through there. Now, the daily is inside of this threshold. If you're looking for that daily bias, this is what you're looking at. You want to see if they can get back outside of here. Remember all the red and green bars that I just showed you, and the bars without the opacity. The ones without the opacity is them closing inside of that threshold. You don't want that. That causes problems for a couple of days. Let's see if they can get outside of it and get back up. These guys are really active on this 1 second. They keep hitting that buy. They keep hitting the buy. You see the red bars coming in, but they keep hitting that buy. Okay. Let's see if we can run right through them. Yeah, they're active here. Now, again, the flashing pressure that's here on this 1 second is up here on this 1 minute. It's in the corners, all for the corners of the bezel here. It's in the corner. The no touch scenario is the blue horizontal line that's on top. Can't really read this for the long per se on this one minute, because they keep kind of coming back into this range and then wanting to push again. But let's see if they'll hold it. Let's see. Here's that threshold. Let's see if they'll hold it this time. There's that static level. Let's see if they'll hold it. Yeah, see, they keep coming back. That's why I was like, I don't know. They did hit this one, but it doesn't make sense. We'll see. You can tell in the movement it doesn't make sense just yet. Let's give it a moment. I wanted to start like waving. There we go. Here we go. You don't want this one coming on if you're trying to go up. Not for the down anyway. That's not what you want. Let's see if they can hold this threshold though. Let's see. They're becoming aggressive on that 1 minute. Let's see. They're still on this 1 second, still hitting it, trying to buy it. They're doing their best on this 1 second to buy this. They're doing their best. Got a bit of conflict though, because it's 1 minute saying, hey, no, that's not it. Let's see. That 1 second is doing a little bit of work. Got a very, very vicious fight right there. All right, so they went through this threshold here. I'll just leave it there. We got the one above us. Okay, this is the one above us. Let's see, can they get back above this? All right, they're coming back in. The 1 second kind of pulled it off on that one. They're definitely in this move. Let's see. All right, so now the 1 minute trying to line up with it. Let's see what kind of push we can get. Let's see. All right, Jimmy, let's see if we can stay outside of this threshold on this hourly. Let's see. I'm not going to be here much longer. Again, it's 10:06, so I'm going to give you about another 5 minutes, maybe see if they can come through this low. And then from there, I wish you guys the best. And again, if you want to pick up the indicators, totally up to you. I don't need it. I want to let you know that I'm not here to sell you anything. It's all about free. Even me offering the indicators for $200, that's free. $10 an indicator, that's free. That is closest to free, I would say, that you're going to get in trading futures, and definitely having tools that, help you with a little bit of the timing. That's just a little bit. It's not going to do all the work, and that's why I'm trying to make sure I explain to you price. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 6 bars down so far, so that's not a downtrend. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. That is not 7. These guys can turn it back around. All right, so yeah, the 1 minute trying to line up with that 1 second chart. They reached into this threshold here and they came out of it. Come on, let's see if we can get it done this time. Let's see. Really simple information. I want to make sure you guys have everything that you need. Let's see if they, I'm not going to put it there because I know it's pretty much the same information here. The next bar that forms, let's see what they do with this one though. All right, I know it's moving. Again, it's fluid, it's dynamic, so it'll move. That daily has to close outside of either side. It has to. I don't think they want to be inside. So let's see if they can stay outside. So if you're looking for your bias, oh, it moved on me. So now I got to move the box. If you're looking for your daily bias, this is a way that I suggest that you do it. It's important to these guys. You can clearly see by the 1 minute chart and how they keep responding right in this area. All right. So it's really important. Even the 1 minute, we counted it. I'm sorry, the hourly, we counted this down and said, hey, can they close outside of this in the next 15 minutes? And as you can tell, they was up here above it, and then they shot right down there beneath. They're pulling right back up to that threshold, and now they're stuck between two zones. They're stuck. And so we're going to see what can happen here. You can kind of see that activity trying to come back in with that selling. They're really compressing this information right now. And that's all it is, information. You just got to know how to interpret it. We're still playing with this bar's threshold. They haven't closed and cleared it yet. So we're still kind of sitting in here. Let me just turn this red until they can get above it. All of this blue is going to throw me off if I don't do this. So let me do this. They're still kind of sitting in that. They're still sitting in that. So let's see. Yeah, they're doing this again. Where's the 1 second? I'm about to say, where is that 1 second? It needs to come in. Let me just stretch this forward and put that green in there because all the blue is really throwing me off. Let's go and do this. Again, let me know if you want to see that 9:30. And again, I'll run the tools for about 15 minutes. It can give you about 3 or 4 videos down somewhere on the channel. That way, if you already have the tools, you can have something to reference. Just kind of go back and look at. Maybe in your free time, if you didn't catch 9:30, you had to be out and go to work, or maybe over the weekend, if you're, of course, working and you can't be at the 9:30. I want to have something there for you so you can kind of see what it is that you do have, should you, or whenever you have the time to actually use it. But just let me know in the comments if you want to see it. I'll take the time to do that. 15 minutes, or like I say, about 3 or 4 days, just to give you some additional information with the tools. All right, now you can see price is just really, really grinding right now. The buyers absorbing these sellers. I mean, they came in, they went above them. Let's see what they do up here at this high. Let's see. They keep coming in on the bottom here. Let's see. The same information, Jimmy. The same information. Are we going to resume upward? Are we going to resume upward? Now, if you're thinking of taking the down, if you're thinking of that, when they pull up to this threshold, you can see if this 1 minute will turn back around and go back down, but you got to realize you're outside of this range, and that's what's the problem at this point. Now you're outside of this range. Okay, this can become even more difficult to navigate, if you will, because you got this sitting above you. Let me just adjust this just a little bit. You got this sitting above you. And then you got this right here, of course, active right now. And that's why I say in the moment, you got to do in the moment with these guys. Yeah, we got the hourly up. Yeah, they, of course, broke that high. But when they break highs, you just got to keep your mind on what time frame you're trading and when they want to change what they're doing. When the win is important, and that's what I'm trying my best to, of course, avail to you guys with this information here. And that's all these indicators are, just information. It's just plotted differently. It's the same stuff that's happening here, and it's just plotted differently. It's a little bit more fluid, and of course, right on that edge, right along with price. That's all. Don't let no one fool you. Don't let no one fool you about all of this lag. That's really not what it is. I can honestly tell you. You can go look at any kind of book map. They have to receive data just like you do. Now, they may argue how fast they're getting it, but again, before it shows up on your chart, They have to get it and of course process it and deliver that information to you. So it's all the same. It's all the same unless you're operating on that high frequency level. That millisecond is not going to change what's happening with your entry unless you're, of course, on that side of the fence. Which at that stage of the, I guess that stage of it, I mean, who cares? What the bar looks like. If you can effectively get in with size and execute trades within milliseconds, who cares what a bar looks like? I mean, at that point, you're doing portfolios, right? It's really just that simple. Really just that simple. You're not navigating some personal account. Okay. So don't let no one fool you. I know what's out there and I know what they'll tell you. But again, you can do just as effective without a subscription and have, information that's, timely. It's still timely. I can assure you. You're watching it for yourself. And I'm putting these zones in here, telling you, looking at the clock, saying, "Hey, this could be this," And so all you would have to do is use the information that's available. Just use it. It's right here on your chart. You don't have to go and make that kind of investment if you don't have it. Now, of course, you can if you would like to. I'm just telling you. A lot of times, people try to sell you what you yourself can't quantify. And, who's to say? I mean, are you on information to that degree where you can say that millisecond made a difference in your trading? If you can do that, then clearly you can probably already code what it is that you need. I'm a high school dropout and I coded all this stuff. And I know nothing of coding at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had to learn this stuff. I had to learn it. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not worried about a millisecond or two. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not an institution. I'm not doing that. I'm not worried about that. Not worried about that. And you again, you can do just fine with what you have. And if you have to use your oscillators, that's fine. Use this threshold. That's all. Use the threshold. Please use the threshold, people. Please use it. They shouldn't break the back of the bar. That's important. Never get a guys more than 2 bars. Don't give these guys more than 2 bars. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Don't never give them more than 2 bars worth of room. If they come past 2 bars, there's a chance that they could go a little bit further. That little bit further can make or break your account, whatever size that you're trading. So you don't want to be too far out the window on the stop. Try not to do that. That's important because they can go a little bit further. That's all. They can go a little bit further. And again, whatever size account you're actively trading, that can make a difference for you. It can. So you may want to save yourself, that extra bar. You keep doing that 4 or 5 times, you can give away 6 bars, and before you know it, man, that's probably half of the account. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Depends on how you're of course navigating. I want to let you know that. All right, so Jimmy, yeah, they're staying outside of this threshold. I know they kind of fought real hard right at the top of it, kind of fought real hard, but this 1 minute was able to hold it. So we're pretty much doing the same thing that we did. I'm gonna just kind of adjust this. I gotta go, but I just wanted to adjust that for you. We're doing the same thing that we're doing here. We're doing the same exact thing. We're utilizing that threshold when price pulls down into it, and we want to see that rejection. See if price will come right back up. And I definitely want to touch on this rule before I go. Want that live bar trading above the close. We want the live bar trading above the close for the long. If it's beneath the close, the momentum is not on your side. And that's what made this kind of challenging. And I didn't even want to throw the zones in there because it's like they're doing a bunch of back and forth. But once they get moving, when they get that live bar outside the close, it needs to just pick up speed and go. You don't want them traveling back inside of this bar roughly most of the time. If it's decent activity, 30 ticks. So once they leave that close, you want to see them just go. I'm trying to tell you what to look for without you having to have this information here. Once they come into the close, you want to see if they'll leave that close and turn around and go right back outside of it. And then once they leave the close, you don't want them coming back into this bar more than 30 ticks oftentimes. So once they leave, you want to see acceleration. There we go. You want to see acceleration. You don't want to have them coming back. They come back into that bar more than 30 ticks, there's a chance they're going to run the stop. And I don't want you to deal with that. Wherever you're seeing the level, I want to say this to you, wherever you're seeing the level, because this is that no touch, no close, the same thing that's on this chart here, this hourly chart. with the no touch, no close. Yeah, I can show you this one too. So this one had the aggression as well, right in this area here. Going into this high, they based out. You had aggression right here in this push down, they pushed up. You had aggression on this bottom, they managed to turn around, come back under there. You had aggression coming into this low. You had aggression kicking this move off. And so the same text that's under that's under the bars with the NC text, not the NT. Okay, I got indicators that try to keep you in it. That NC, you don't want to see them closing under that bar, the NC bar, and you definitely don't want them to hit the hard stop. Really important stuff. There's your NC bar here. Okay, you don't want them closing under here. There's your level with the blue outline bar, which is important. You had a blue outline bar here. They leaned into it and then bang, they just took off. All right, so that's my time with you guys. Again, check your email. Please check your email. For those that had purchased the suite, check your email. The sale again is just a little different. Again, I was only offering it for $100 for 3 months, okay, to mark the annual point of the channel. I'm gonna do it for 200. If you want it, totally up to you. You don't have to get it. I don't mind you not getting it. Trust me. So don't worry. I'm not here for that. I told you I'm here to give you professional grade information that can help you in your trading. My tools just help with turns, information like this, timing the bar. You want to be on the top of the bar, the lower of the bar. It just helps with that kind of stuff. You don't need it. You don't need it. I want to say that to you. You don't need it. So don't feel as if you have to, make that step. I want to say this too before I go. Gabriel, one of the of course the followers here, the subscribers here, remarkable fellow. I wish I would have said this at the beginning of the video. Remarkable young man. He actually created me an indicator. I'm not going to show it to you because it deals with the training. He actually he took the training, took what I told him in the training and made an indicator for me, which was absolutely amazing. And I want to definitely celebrate him and say that I can't thank you enough for what it is that you did. I didn't have the skill set to create what it is that I told you about how to look at price. And so, and that aspect is important too. And he knows it. Very, very important. It's not just dealing with retracements. I'll go in and say that to you guys. It's not dealing with that. It's dealing with something far, far more important that kind of signals that retracement will happen. All right, so I wish you all the best with your trading.